ESPN has absolutely fallen off a cliff. Look, back when I was younger, it was engaging, it was insightful. They had cool segments, the Sports Center Top 10, and it was exciting. Pretty much every show, there was a few exceptions, but pretty much every show I loved watching. You know, when they had Max Kellerman and Stephen A., that was a good show. That was a good, exciting, entertaining show. Now it's a dumpster fire. Stephen A's good. You know, I like Stephen A, I guess. But what is going on with the rest of Sports Center? ESPN, you got Kendrick Perkins talking gibberish. I can barely understand him half the time. The times I can understand him, he sounds like a complete moron, unprofessional, uninsightful. Has he even played basketball before? Apparently he's been an NBA player. I've watched him play live. It doesn't look like he knows what he's talking about. I guess when you're a 7-footer and you're big, that's all you need to be, is just out there. You just need to be present to be an okay role player. You got Molly McNutt or Molly McCain, whatever her name is. I don't even care. She's talking about how Barry Sanders, you know, there was a guy, Drewski, was wearing a 20 Barry Sanders jersey backwards. So you could see Sanders here. It was light blue. It had a 20. And she said, is this a Shedeur Sanders jersey? And look, I'm going to cut her some slack on one aspect of this. I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here. Not knowing Barry Sanders is pretty embarrassing, but I would like to point this out. A lot of people just like to keep up with modern sports, you know, modern NFL, modern college football, modern NBA. They just know the current guys. You know, they know some legends, but maybe they don't know everybody 20, 30 years ago. That's okay. Maybe I can let it slide. Still, if you're talking as a professional about sports and football, it's one thing if it's hockey, not a major sport. It's one of the top 4 or 5, but NFL, NBA, you need to know the basics. You need to know the basics. I'm going to let it slide, though. What is really concerning is Shedeur Sanders, who is one of the 5 most popular rookies this year, I would say. It's probably Genty. Man, he might be top. I don't know. You know, he might actually be top 2 or 3 because I'd say Shedeur's more popular than Cam Ward in terms of just media buzz and stuff like that. Shedeur Sanders wears a different number, and more importantly, he wears a brown football jersey. So this proves to me that she didn't even know what team Shedeur Sanders was on. One of the most popular NFL rookies, the most major NFL sport, Molly McNutt, doesn't know what team the most popular athlete is on. That is crazy. Not knowing Barry Sanders is bad. Not knowing what team Shedeur Sanders is on. Or even that quarterbacks don't wear 20. You know, that we could also factor that in. But look, if you don't know who Barry Sanders or Shedeur Sanders is, I guess you probably wouldn't know the quarterbacks don't wear 20. She doesn't know what team Shedeur Sanders is on. And we have these people discussing sports. Look, Sports Center, ESPN, they need to file for Chapter 11. Just go bankrupt. Just bankrupt the company at this point. It's a dumpster fire. Let Stephen A. Smith free. You got Pat McAfee, who doesn't really feel like he's part of ESPN. He's kind of a separate entity. And honestly, I don't even really personally like Pat McAfee that much. It's okay. I think Pat McAfee is great to get casual fans that might watch a couple games a year invested, and it's not super sport focused. So I think Pat McAfee has his place in sport media. Sports Center, ESPN, they don't have any experts. Stephen A. Smith is a great, engaging talker. I will give that to him. He is phenomenal, and he deserves all of his money. Outside of him, you have casual normie Pat McAfee, and you have, let's be honest, Stephen A. Smith is a casual as well. He's engaging. He's an amazing speaker, but he's a casual as well. We don't get any experts in the NFL. We don't get any experts in the NBA. For some reason, they're talking about the WNBA a lot, which is because they've purchased part of it. They don't really talk about MMA. They don't talk about boxing or UFC. I don't know. It seems lackluster to me. Maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe they haven't lost their luster. But I really do feel like they've fallen off. They've fallen off quite a few steps.